Sorry. Welcome back to another episode of On Colts Daily. Today, it's gonna be a short one. I just want to bring up something real quick. The coaching staff. Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard were both, on the hot seat. And I say Shane Steichen probably probably more than Chris Ballard, maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, I know we fired Gus Bradley, Lou Allen, really good, but I think, we're starting the year off 2-0, which is the first time since 2009, and when that happened, we went to the Super Bowl, and obviously lost to the New Orleans Saints, but, these type of things, they got to be accounted for, and Shane Steichen, who is the head coach of the football team, when he made the announcement that Daniel Jones was going to be starting, that's when I thought, there's no way he's here next year. We're going to get a top 10 pick in the draft, and we're going to have a new head coach and probably a new offensive coordinator. But now we're 2-0, and, Steichen and Ballard were come on, trust me, you got to see what Daniel can do. Daniel Jones, who would have thought he'd be second in passing yards and first in some other stats, but who thought we'd be predicted? We're the number one seed right now, which brings you back to the 2024 Saints. They were 2-0. They were the number one seed, but obviously lost 7 straight. But yeah, specifically Chris Ballard, because he's the one that, said, or Steichen Steichen, sorry, he's the one that said, Daniel Jones is the right decision, you just got to trust me here. And no one did. There was a few people who, were Daniel Jones, ride or die, he's going to take us to the playoffs. I never thought that. And here he is. Here's Daniel Jones, 2-0, as you see, the highlights rolling in the background, beat the Broncos. Not really Daniel Jones' win. I'd say it's more, it is Daniel Jones' win. I say the defense definitely halted us from getting an easier win, but now we got to go week 3, play the Titans, which should be, if Daniel Jones can win that on the road, especially if we get a double-digit win, not just one touchdown or field goal, I think that'll really be okay, Daniel Jones is good. I don't want to say anything too early, but Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard are on the hot seat, and I think how the rest of this year goes depends on if they're going to be here or not. And Chris Ballard, the other staff, Lou Almarino, yes, sorry, fact check me there, but the defense in week 1 looked amazing against Miami here. Really good defense. Held them. We posed a shutout, but because the delayed game that should have brought the play back, but they didn't notice it, and Steichen didn't try to challenge it or anything. But yeah, Lou's defense way better than Gus Bradley's was anytime in Indianapolis, and it just didn't transfer over to week 2. That's really the only struggle I had, was the fact that the defense, we do need a defensive change, because we ran the same, high safeties against the Broncos, and I know that's how Cam Branham got his interception both games, and as that high safety. But we got to change something, and this is coming from a fan of playing really good, but I'm being honest here. You can't be delusional and say that it's perfect. Daniel Jones has made some mistakes. The defense has made some big mistakes. There's a lot of plays in the Broncos game where I was you got to step up. I think we need another linebacker. I don't think Chad Muma or Dave, or I don't even know our other linebacker. I don't think Zaire Franklin can be the only one in the defense controlling the defense. And, we got Latu, Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, Kenny Moore, Javarius Ward, who's out, Jalen Jones, who's out, but still Cameron Bynum, all these players who contribute to a good defense, but we still need that leader. And Zaire Franklin is there, but you can't run a defense with one linebacker. And that showed a lot in the Broncos game. The Broncos forced us to keep switching out, our outside linebacker, and it just did not work. We could not get a tackle for nothing, and I'm not talking about the defense, but yeah, Steichen, Ballard, this year depends on their job. If we, go to the playoffs, win the division, which I have us winning the division with 11 games. I have had them like that for a while. Before Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones came around, I kind of put us to 7 games. I did not expect Daniel Jones to bring us to 2-0. We're favored to go 3-0. And then we play the Rams, in week 4. That's going to be a little statement there. If, back-to-back away games, one in LA against the Rams, if we can win that football game, go 4-0, that'd be crazy, but it all depends on if Steichen and Ballard can keep up the streak, and Lou Onrolo too, who's been playing really good. But yeah, that's all I got today. Like I said, short video. Just wanted to bring up the coaches here on the fact that they're still on the hot seat. 2-0 doesn't change anything. They should not get too comfortable because, anything could happen.